Hello my friends, and welcome to another episode of Inside Out Electronics, where we are looking at some cool and new and not so new development boards. So today we have another little cool things on our workbench here. This is Adafruit QT Py, which runs on SMD21 microcontroller, and here we are. Look at this teeny tiny guy. Let's just free this little guy from its packaging with my broken knife. Ta-da! That's it! As simple as it can be. Look at this little tiny guy. So it measures probably like 25 millimeters by 20 millimeters, something to this extent, and it weighs like pretty much nothing. And the most coolest part of it, it has take a look at this. It has USB-C connector. So this is my very first board with USB-C. So yeah, it's amazing. Obviously it comes with the header, but I have a bazillion of these kind of headers. So yeah, that's going in the pile. But this little guy is something to talk about. So as you see, it has multiple outputs on the side. So it has through hole like this to place your headers just like that, and also you can solder them on the side. This is very good. Okay, so let's talk about specs, because I really printed very handy like sheet over here which tells us everything about it. So it runs on SMD21 Cortex M0 Plus at 48 MHz, 32 KB on chip SRAM, 256 KB flash memory, and built-in USB. Everything is 3.3 volts, so it's not 5 volt tolerable. It has UART, it has I2C, which is right over here, or right over here. Sorry, wrong. Yes, right over here, and this corresponds to this. I put it little guy over here. Then we have SPI, like here, there, and mostly there is a whole like there is also some pads. There's some pads on the bottom. SPI flash, and there is a SPI flash on the bottom. There's some cool CRD pinouts over here. I'm wondering what are those. And yeah, clearly you can solder your SPI flash, which is amazing. So after you solder your SPI flash, you can have a little bit more memory, which is actually it's not stated over here. So look at those many things this thing supports. So obviously it has digital, it has analog, it has 5 volt, but 5 volt it's out. It's just to power stuff. Sorry, you can power it with 5 volt, you can power it with 3.3 volts. So this little thing has tiny voltage regulator over here, and I think in other spec I saw it's rated around 700 milliamp. Alright, all bunch of stuff. I don't even know what those pins are. Like you need to it would be nice to actually have some decryption over here. It has I2S. Very nice. I2S is cool. Also curious, what is this pin? Oh yeah, look at this. It has some sort of extension. Is that the yeah, it's some extension. Also you can reprogram this CICL similarly like those two. So essentially these guys and these guys for I2C run they just the same pins essentially. So this is amazing. I actually didn't even notice this little teeny tiny pin. I'm just curious if I do have such headers. Have to double check in my parts bin. Have a little reset button. I think it has also tiny NeoPixel over here, which is stated, and here is how it's connected. So yeah, you have a little tiny NeoPixel right there, just right beside the voltage regulator, which is amazing. And this little Atmel SMD21 is just right here. As I already showed on the back side, there is nothing on the back side, except if you want, you can solder here your SPI flash. Okay, so what can you do with this little guy? So this little guy supports Arduino IDE, obviously, and also it supports Python or MicroPython, which which supported by multiple different Adafruit products, which is amazing. You either program in C++ or in Python. It's awesome. So what are other very important things? I also forgot to mention that this thing has 10-bit ADC. I actually hoping it to be 12-bit, but 10-bit is still, it's just generic. It's useful but not as useful. Anyways, it is 10-bit ADC, but it has 9 12-bit inputs, so it has 12-bit DAC as far as I understand. So this is pretty cool. As I mentioned already, it has hardware I2S, so and using, by the way, that analog output, through analog output, you can actually play some audio clips, so which is amazing as well. It has capacitive support. I'm not sure what pins indicate here capacitive. I think maybe these guys, like this TCCC1, TCC0 and stuff like that. I suspect this is capacitive stuff, because I don't really see what they would be. Also, one of the pins supports a external voltage reference for a DC. That's really cool as well. There is not really much else to say. Let's try to power it up and see how it probably gonna just run default a sketch, which actually already pre-programmed in this thing. It's gonna blink this NeoPixel, but let's just give it a try and see what's going on here. Okay, we have our USB-C cable, and here we are. It just blinks colors in this little very nice NeoPixel. Well guys, this is pretty much it. This was just an introduction of this Adafruit QT Py. Obviously this is already well known, probably for several months, product on the market, and also Adafruit released a newer version or different version of the same kind of form factor. It's called QT Py 2040. I think it's based on the same chip as a Raspberry Pi. I think it is based on the same chip as Raspberry Pi Pico RP2040. So it's amazing. Probably gonna have as much as capabilities as the bigger Raspberry Pi Pico. But anyways, nevertheless, I think this one is still pretty cool. It has some very interesting features, especially I'm very interested in this I2S. So I never played with it. I would like to play actually sometime with it. So guys, that's gonna be it. Thank you for watching. I'm very happy that I got one of these. I'm looking forward to come up with some kind of project to use it. Really love this form factor. And if you guys have any ideas, or you've done already something with this Adafruit QT Py development board or microcontroller, please share. I'll be really happy to know, or will be eager to know actually what you've done with this. So guys, until next time, thank you for watching, and see ya in another episode of Inside Out Electronics. Ciao!